We've got possible tropical threats brewing off the southeast coast. This new threat emerges after our first landfall of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. And severe storms are charging east to kick off a busy travel week. A cold front is slicing in, bringing in dangerous weather across major East Coast cities tonight and into tomorrow. Plus, the holiday week forecast is looking messy for millions of people. Storms are set to bring a potential travel nightmare, as millions are at risk for having fireworks shows that may be washed out. That's all right now on America's Weather Center. Let's get you started with that update. The Atlantic hurricane season springing back to life this afternoon as we head into this upcoming holiday week. We're watching the potential for tropical developments, and we take you to Hudson, Florida, an area that doesn't look too bright as we still have a couple of clusters of showers and storms hanging offshore. Now, as we fast forwarded through this week, next 7 days will be very interesting. We have this 20% chance of tropical development across the southeast coastline, and we're heading right into the 4th of July weekend. So we know a lot of folks have all eyes on those travel destinations. You're trying to get to where you need to be. Keep a close eye to this as well. We do have updates that are coming through. The new advisory just came out at about 2 o'clock today. No major changes. Still watching, though, this overall area across Florida for possible developments in the days ahead. And a lot of this has to do with the overall setup. We're in that time of the season, time of the year, where we have these cold fronts that slice across the country, and this one cold front is going to impact a lot of different areas and regions. But for Florida, this could mean a tropical threat at hand. Here's our front. By the end of the week, it likes to stall out across parts of Florida. What this means is that we could have a weak low pressure system form somewhere along that front that could become tropical in nature heading into the weekend. Right now, it's quiet. We have Saharan dust. It's been overholding parts of the Gulf Coast. It's been keeping things at bay, suppressing any type of tropical development. A lot of the storms that you see in an area like Hudson, Florida, are still hanging offshore, but again, not really impacting those folks directly in a tropical nature, just your average run-of-the-mill thunderstorm of the summer. Upstairs in the higher levels of the atmosphere, we do have some hostile winds across parts of the Gulf, so that's something that we also watch very closely to see if that would suppress any type of storm activity. But there's a couple of pockets that make things a little bit more interesting. And those pockets are where we could have that low develop and become tropical in nature. Want to look at how things can pretty much overall play out. So we take you to this weekend, the overall steering mechanisms that are at play. A huge dip in the jet stream that gives us a break from those highs that are in place. We have one out towards the Atlantic, one in the Gulf Coast. With the dip in the jet stream, that allows for a bit of a break in between. And that's where we have a good pocket where we could see a possible development in place. Tropical depression, we have about a medium chance right in the middle, that yellow for the panhandle of Florida. That's a good chance of seeing something develop in this part of the season. Now, that 20% chance, it takes over parts of the Gulf and moves over towards the Gulf Stream and along the East Coast. This is because this is an area that has a conducive environment. So temperatures are in the 80s, upper 80s, near 90 in a lot of the Gulf Coast. Gulf Stream in the upper 80s too. If that low develops in either one of these areas, it does have what's needed for it to further develop, to become a tropical depression heading through the weekend. The sea surface temperatures, they have been warm, and they just continue to warm. If you look at the blue line, that is last year. We know we had a record year last year for the season. Yellow's not too far off, and that's this season, the 2025 year. Looking at the overall developments, if we get a tropical depression or not, if that low never breaks away from the main front, we still could see tropical downpours, and we could see that really along the Tampa Bay area, back across the panhandle of Florida, Panama City, moving down into Crystal City, along that I-75 corridor, could see some heavy rain. We're talking 5 to 8 inches in the area. So here's where we could see the heaviest of the rain hugging the Gulf Coast, heading through the next couple of days. I think by the end of the week, we'll have a very clear depiction of how this kind of plays out. Will this become a tropical depression heading through at least Thursday and into Friday? So very interesting stuff here from the National Hurricane Center. We'll keep a close eye on it. Of course, when you have rain totals up to 5 to 8 inches, that does amount to a flood risk that could be at play. So we are looking at least a 2 out of 4 threat from Thursday into early Friday morning.